Now we welcome from our special envoy Yunus Soner from Berlin, bringing us more information on the European Parliament elections. Welcome, Yunus. What's the latest over there?
Hello, good afternoon from here from Berlin. I'm standing right here in the front of the German Parliament. Behind me, the Reichstag, the old building, but that is obviously not to debate right now. What is going to be voted for is the European Parliament, and the voting has started in some countries, among them Ireland and Netherlands, on the 6th of June, and will continue until the 9th of June, the day where the majority of the countries, the populations, will vote for the Parliament, among them as well Germany, where 96 members of the European Parliament will be elected by more than 60 million citizens of the German Republic, Federal Republic, in addition to 4 million non-German EU citizens living here in Germany. So 35 political parties are presenting themselves here in Germany to these elections, and they have 1,413 candidates running for a seat in the parliament. The campaign here is not very heated until now, but it is becoming more and more. Three different topics are standing out, as far as I can judge, here in Germany between the established fractions in the European Parliament, the ones of the Conservatives, the leading fraction, the Social Democrats, and the Greens, as well as the Liberals on the one side, and the Eurosceptics or even the Euro enemies on the other side, which are comprised by the extreme right-wing parties, but also some new independent or even left-wing forces. The topics in debate are, first of all, here in Germany, the climate change and the according energy transition, which puts a pressure on the traditional motors, on the traditional automobile sector here in Germany, and also on the peasants who have been applying, for instance, diesel fuel, and the cuts, the subsidies for this diesel fuel were cut as part of this Green Deal, of this energy transition, which caused the peasants to stage huge protests here around Berlin in the recent months. One topic is the climate change. The second topic is migration, where the Eurosceptics or the extreme right-wing parties are demanding a complete closure of the continent against immigrants, and also to expel those who are already within the European Union. In that context, it's worth mentioning that the German Parliament, not the European one, but the German Parliament is preparing a law by which anyone who rejects the right of Israel to exist can be subjected to a trial and expelled from Germany too. This law is still in preparation, but it kind of shows the atmosphere in the topic of migration. Third topic, as you mentioned, is the war in Ukraine and the positioning of the European Union in the world. Here, the traditional factors, the traditional fractions demand a more active, more interventionist European Union, which even reforms itself institutionally so that certain bigger countries like Germany and France can take the lead easier and push the Union into a more interventionist practices in the foreign policy. Others, the opposing fractions, reject that and defend the European countries' sovereignty and the law and the regulation that all foreign policy decisions have to be taken anonymously. So this is another debate, and of course it has become in the recent days a debate on peace and war in Europe, because the oppositional fractions say that the current governments and the Commission are pushing Europe into a wider conflict, into a wider military conflict. And in fact, the German defense minister said that Germany had to be prepared for a war, and the cabinet has prepared an 81-page long paper, which has been approved by the cabinet, that studies the case of complete self-defense, as it's labeled, which means that Germany as an entire country enters the war. So the climate is also a little bit about war and peace, and this, so it seems, pushes more people to go to the ballots, to go to the ballot boxes and to vote. And this debate about war and peace, I'm told here by observers, is more serving those oppositional factors who demand a diplomatic solution in the Ukraine crisis. I'm being told here in Berlin that the mood is quite changing, that the public opinion is becoming afraid of the widening of the war in Ukraine, including European countries as well. And that might also affect the numbers coming out on the 9th of June on Sunday evening.
We'll continue to follow the topic closely. Thank you, Yunus, for your input.